Nick Cannon is in the building right now with the Sign and G Morning Show.
Yeah.
Looking mad spiffy. Make sure you get all of that in the lens.
Yes.
I appreciate you.
How much that suit cost?
About $30.
Lies.
That's for real. You get a discount.
You so
Nick Cannon
crazy.
exclusive.
The Nick Cannon discount?
Yeah, real talk. Real talk.
That better be the F. Did we want to talk about so many different things with you?
Yeah.
Get to
Just
talking.
shut us down when you're not open to talk about it.
That's not too many things that I'm not willing to talk about.
All right. Well,
Open book.
we know that
As long as
you're.
I can ask you the questions back.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Jesus. I really ain't got much to tell, but you could try it. Chiraq,
Yeah.
man,
It's
overdue and just amazing. Tell us all about it.
It's a movement. I mean, it's a Spike Lee joint at the end of the day. So you know what you're in for. You're in for, some powerful statements, visuals, and someone who's really connected to the community in a real way. I mean, you take it all the way back to Do the Right Thing to
Right.
Malcolm X, and this is another thing where he was so passionate. He came to me early on before I saw a script, a story or anything. He said, I'm trying to save lives in the south side of Chicago and, in all the inner cities across America. And I was like, I'm in. What we got to do? And then when I heard that he was taking, Aristophanes' play from over 2,000 years ago, Lysistrata, and putting it in modern day times, I was like, yo, that's brave in itself and different. It's Spike. So I was all in. And, to get the opportunity to be the lead male in the film, it was a blessing. It was a dream come true.
What we don't want is for people who feel like they're not affected by gang violence and whatnot to feel like they can't watch this film and learn something, because we did a story not too long ago where children were being, taken out point blank execution style. Like, everybody can be affected by this situation, and it's just really sad and scary, man.
Yeah, it's real. I mean, I went, unfortunately, to last week and right where we were filming the movie, a 9-year-old was, killed purposely.
Yeah. We did that story.
And I went to the funeral, met the family, all of those type of things, and it's unfortunate, you know what I mean, that the code is gone. You know what I mean? It used to be
No
children,
women, no children.
yeah,
Like,
women, elders, all of that was off limits. But now, and I understand, like, there's nothing wrong with the warrior mentality, especially when you're disenfranchised and you want to build and make something of yourself. But when you take the code out of that, and it just becomes about ego, and it just becomes about
greed and everything else.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that that code has been lost. But I think it's about reconditioning the community and the mindsets in the community, and everybody right now want to be a savage and a beast and all this stuff. But we kings and queens, we not savages. You know what I mean? And if we can get the young people to actually embrace that mentality, I think that's where we can begin.
So how do you feel about the folks who, are in Chicago right now, who have absolutely been like, yeah, it's cool that y'all are here and y'all are trying to do this thing that may be more beneficial to y'all than it is to us, that are kind of coming out and being like, we're not down with y'all not being from here and making this?
To me, I understand the frustration. I understand the mentality of we all should be upset about something.
Yeah.
But the devil is the author of confusion. So you guys you want to focus on the right things. Let's focus on the community. I'm there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the south side of Chicago frequently. And every time I walk up to somebody, I'm in that community, whether I'm at St. Sabina Church, whether I'm on 79th, whatever it is, it's nothing but love, because they understand I'm there in the community. I'm a community activist, a community leader in many different communities. You can't never say that I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. Like, yeah, I get money in many different areas, but everybody knows that I'm a person of the community. And if I can use my art to actually raise awareness, I'm with it. Like, I want to have the conversation. I want to have the opinions, but let's have an intelligent conversation. Let's really talk about it. Be able to speak on it from, I seen the film. I didn't like this. I did like this. And then when you have someone like a Spike Lee, who's done so much for our community, who's done so much for film, you got to kind of trust somebody like that. So I'm all for opinions. I don't like everything that I see, but it's almost like when somebody's saying, I always said it's interesting if somebody says, yo, we screaming fire, and you be like, yo, but I don't like the tone of your voice.
Right.
So fire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, focus on the right things. Let's be upset about the right stuff.
So when I saw the trailer after because I saw the folks, speaking against, and then I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I was like, there's no way a Spike Lee and Angela Bassett, a Nick Cannon,
Right.
a Samuel L. Jackson,
Wesley Snipes,
are gonna
Jennifer Hudson.
right, are gonna sit there and be a part of this. John Cusack are gonna sit
Yeah.
there and be a part of this film when it's if it's gonna be something that's detrimental.
But to me, art is meant to be discussed and debated, but it has to be done in an intelligent way. So, see the film. Let's talk about it. I know. I honestly, I haven't even seen the film yet, so I can't even speak on it in a sense. But I know what we did. I know what the script is about, and I know Spike's mission. He came to me and said, "I want to save lives, and if we save one life, then we've done our job."
Well, Nick, we keep talking about the film. Would you mind giving a quick synopsis for our listeners so that, like, if you could do it, that film, I think they'd
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
It's interesting because it is a Spike Lee joint, so
Right.
it's a satire at its core, and that means that it's heightened reality in that sense, to where it's theatrical in the sense where if you ever seen School Days or Do the Right Thing, it's not your typical linear story, and it has a theater or a Broadway type of element to it because the movie is in verse, so a lot of it feels very Shakespearean. But it's a classic story of Lysistrata, where it's a young woman who's tired of violence and, starts a sex strike. In that sense, and it shows the power of a woman with female empowerment. It talks about how it only takes one person to start a movement. And we all know with the violence and everything going on in every inner city. So imagine if this did, occur. And then, so there is humor involved, but, ultimately the core of it is like it's a lot of pain going on in our community. And this is just one way to try to remedy that pain.
Now, you have a lot of irons in the fire because I know you do management. I know that you run in companies. I know that you're a father, which takes up a lot of time in itself. You got your music, you got your movies, you have all that going. Plus, you have your health issues. It's like, dude, how do you manage all this? You know
Thank you for putting that list together for me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm real
I
tired.
think I'm going to go rest now.
You might need to take that seat,
doctor. You know what? Honestly, it is. You kind of hit it on the head. First and foremost, self-preservation. You gotta take care of yourself and make sure, So I've had my ups and downs, because I like to grind. I like to go hard, and sometimes I will not sleep or not put the right things in my body. But as I've been learning through this process with, having lupus nephritis and all of that, I gotta put me first. But what's actually like an amazing benefactor of the whole thing is, now that I'm in the best shape of my life because I gotta live. Yeah,
Just saying, but I
you.
saw with the shirt off.
Call for that drool.
But I gotta live. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm in the gym because I want to look right and have abs. It's like,
You're
no,
looking
I got
for longevity.
Yeah, I gotta be around for my kids. So it's the amount of water. It was like 3 liters to a gallon a day.
Jeez.
Fruits, vegetables, leaving processed foods alone. And to me, at my core, I'm a junk food junkie. I'm a candy crackhead.
Yeah,
So,
straight up.
But now, all right, I got to do the right things and put the right things in my body. So it allows me to actually function throughout the day better than I was before. Because, when I used to do my morning show, you could see me on Instagram and stuff. I have Funyuns, Mountain Dew, all of that.
It's the curse,
Yeah, just sitting there and eating that every single morning. As much as I love that stuff, can't do it anymore. But now I use food as a fuel, and it keeps me going. And the second thing you said is family. And that's kind of like, that's my soul. That's my spirit that keeps me going, because I want to do this for my children. I want to be here for my children, and they are the number one priority. And everything after that is like, it's a blessing. I get to wake up and be creative and generate income for my family by doing what I love. And everybody doesn't get an opportunity to do that. So I see that as a blessing.
Very much so.
We always tell people that call up and we do these little things and topics on tattoos.
Oh, yeah, mine crazy, right?
Do not put names on your body.
You know what? I have no regret.
Good.
I know
Your
that's
smile
like that.
tells otherwise.
No, honestly, because my original tattoo is and was based out of love. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And ultimately, when you can put someone's name on your body, you're saying, like, I don't care about what the rest of the world thinks. And at that moment, that's really how I felt. And even now, like, to me, I always say, I don't like to call my tattoo on my back a cover up. Because I'm not trying to cover it up. I actually just added to it if you actually see it.
Yes.
I kind of embellished around it because that's something that was always in my life and will always be in my life.
Right. It's a part of your history.
And now I have my children on my back. If I have some more children, I got some sides I'm going to cover up, So I'm a passionate dude. I'm an artist until my core. Like, I'm going to do some wild, crazy stuff that people be like, what does he do? I do it all the time.
Right.
So, but that's one of those things where I love it, and I feel like that's something that's always gonna be a part of me, and I always have to talk about and go. You know, I'm gonna probably get some more tattoos that I'll probably might have to embellish the story of my life.
So the spelling is S-A-N-A. So the next time you go to the tattoo shop,
I'm saying where
just
you
make
want
sure you
it.
get the spelling right, baby.
Where you want it.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
As far as relationships, though, would you do it again? And if somebody came to you and was like, "Yo, Nick, I'm thinking about getting my girl's name," would you be like, "Yeah, great idea"?
It's funny because we had Saffarree on Wil'n Out, and we did
Saw that episode.
Yes, you did.
We did a song about tattoos, and you know, and we had that conversation. I never, like I said, I don't regret mine, but if you're not really, that's the mother of my children.
Right, yeah.
I was married. If that's just this is a thought you hollering at, like
You calling Nikki a thought?
No, I wasn't saying that to her. I would get Nicki Minaj tattooed on my body. That might be my next one. No, what I'm saying to what you were saying is Saffarree, he put 12 years in. Of course you can put that, and to the other thing he and I talked about, and this is one of the reasons I went so hard with mine, is because there's fans that got Nicki and Mariah and all these people tattooed on their body. And they don't even know them people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I can't get a little small M right there when some random stranger got her face tattooed all on her chest.
Covering my back.
I gotta go hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I want to have the biggest Mariah tattoo in the world, because this is my wife.
Right.
So, and the same thing with him, he went hard because he was a fan of what he helped create that. So ain't nothing wrong with that. So, I would have kept it if I was Saffarree, but SB is different. They got their thing, and like I said, I feel like I still have mine. Like if you look at the artwork, it's incorporated into this big spiritual piece that it's not trying to cover it up. It's still there.
Yeah, it's like Nas. He still got Khaleesi's body right there. It's just a lion over her head.
Right, exactly.
Now, speaking of Mariah, because it seems like you guys are still getting along really well, which I'm so happy for because you do have those babies.
Man,
so you have to
absolutely.
get along for them.
That's what it's about.
Exactly. But are you back on the prowl? Because we know you got a list of some honeys that you was hitting
Here
back
you
in the
go.
day.
Can I just say this?
Are you back doing the thing?
What is the prowl?
Well,
I'm
are
trying
you
to be
back out now?
evolved. I'm trying to be conscious right now. But to him, I'm enjoying single life. And I honestly feel like it's really right now it's focusing on self. As much as cliche and it sounds like that's the right political thing to say, I gotta get me right. You know what I mean?
You getting it in though.
What you mean I'm getting in? What you heard that I ain't hear?
You know what I mean? Our DJ was like, "Yo, ask Nick how many of them chicks on Wil'n Out he got at already." I was like, probably all of them. Next question.
You don't mix business and pleasure.
And a couple of them from the Bay, and they might hear that. So you definitely don't want to say that.
Hi, ladies.
I have learned, and especially because, we be in front of these mics, and one of the things about being a personality, and especially you got to be as revealing and as open as possible. So I've always been that way because I've always been, whether it's radio or TV. So I say whatever. I don't care. But sometimes the people you talking about may not want you to be sharing stuff. So I'm growing, I'm maturing. So I can answer anything about myself. But when it deals with other people, I'd rather just out of respect for them and what they're going through.
So you got a text from Kim K then.
Oh, is that where you got it from? Is that how you went with it?
So you got that text like, bruh, we're cool, but now don't take me that far back.
Nah, but that's the thing. And then it's sad because you don't talk. Like, to me, that's messy to talk about stuff that happened before. I have made some mistakes where I was being reckless in front of the microphone. But
we enjoyed it though.
Right,
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Right. I knew I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. But now as I'm growing and evolving and wanting to, because that affects who you popping at now, because now they're like, oh, he messy. He be talking. I can't talk to him.
Please,
They'll
these
still
heifers
talk.
want to be talked about. You crazy. Please talk about me.
So we gonna start something then. It's you and I.
I'm gonna start the new Nick Cannon campaign.
There it is. I'm
with
with it.
House.
It went down in the studio.
Right, for sure. We're looking forward to Chiraq and everything else that you got going on. We were
appreciate
talking
it.
about the people involved in the city, but really I'm hoping that the people who are involved in all the murders are going to be the people that walk away and go to the theater and check it out and
They have
pull
to.
a message of peace out of it. I mean, that would be the ultimate. So To be
Absolutely.
a part of that with Spike is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And again, like you hit on something really special too, because even during the process of the film, people, I've heard people say, "Oh, Chicago's not in it," and you ain't, like there's an organization called Purpose Over Pain, where it's all the mothers and the loved ones of people that have died during this senseless violence that are in the film. So every photo that you see, every woman that you see holding up the pictures, that's their child for real. It's not a game. These people weren't actors. They weren't extras. This is real life. And it's a part, just that in itself, that Spike gave these women the opportunity to share their story and to share their pain with the world, that in itself is life-changing. So stuff like that you'll see once you see the film, it's art in its finest way. And he's allowing these people to grieve. He's allowing these people to share their story that it can affect others. So
scary.
Right. So when is the film actually dropping in? And I heard if folks can't see it in the theater, you'll have another opportunity right after that.
Yeah, this is new technology. It's the new wave of film. We hit the theaters December 4th, but like less than 30 days later, it's available everywhere through Amazon. So this is the way that films are going to start to be released now. And they take a person like a Spike Lee, who's a legendary filmmaker, to kind of be one of the first to step out and say, yeah, we want to do it the traditional way, but we also want, because we want everybody to see it, we're going to make sure that it's available to everyone.
Nice.
Amazing. Well, we thank you for stopping by.
No doubt, no
and
doubt.
Being all open with us about everything.
Yeah, I know. I hopefully I ain't say nothing that's going to incriminate myself. I'm used to pleading the fifth on Wil'n Out. But, when we get out here and we go with good people, we talk and we have
made
real
you comfortable.
conversations.
That's
Absolutely.
all.
That's what it is.
Try not to put it against you.
There it is. There it is.